I can be pretty harsh when it comes to modern day superhero movies, but that's not going to be the case today. This movie really restored my love for the MCU, reminded me why I fell in love with these movies so many years ago. And for me, this is easily a top 3 movie they have ever made. In the brand new Fantastic Four, it follows our gang taking on the Silver Surfer and Galactus, Devourer of Worlds. This is so much more than just a superhero movie. It's kind of Marvel meets Interstellar, and I really enjoyed that. And even though the plot of this movie does get kind of complex and science heavy, it is a very simple story to follow. It's a human story, a grounded story, a story of triumph, banding together, everybody coming together as one to fight an insurmountable threat. I really love that. It's something I feel like Marvel has gotten way too far away from in a time of sequels and cameos. A more grounded story, something we can all relate to, something with a lot of heart. That's what this movie is, a movie with heart. It's been a long time since I felt anything towards the MCU. This is definitely kind of a nerd's movie. It's very science heavy. It's quantum physics. It's about traveling in space. There's a lot of stuff. If you're a nerd, you'll have a field day with this movie more so than just a beat 'em up action superhero fan. But this reminded me of a time when these movies were so much simpler. You just had a bunch of characters coming together. This movie has a massive scale. It takes place across galaxies. There's in space, there's in Earth, and then you're fighting Galactus and all of this stuff. But these members of the Fantastic Four feel like a part of the community. This movie feels very grounded. It feels like a story, again, that we can all relate to, a story of overcoming triumph, a story where we all need to work together towards the common goal. I was pleasantly surprised by how much I enjoyed this film. I wouldn't say I didn't have any expectations for it, but I'm kind of burnt out on these movies. This movie really restored that love because I walked out of this movie immediately wanting a sequel. These are characters I really enjoyed. I wanted to spend more time in this world. I wanted to see what else we could do in this universe. And I haven't felt that way about the MCU since Infinity War or Endgame. This is easily the best standalone movie since those movies, in my opinion. It's not even close. So starting off with what I really loved about this film, it's the cast. I mean, on paper, some of these people felt like they could have been misses. Not the case. I think this cast has insane chemistry. I really enjoyed every member of this cast. I think this movie does a really good job at what a lot of superhero movies seemingly fail to do. This movie made me feel like everybody in the Fantastic Four, that entire group, serves a purpose. They piggyback off of one another. They make up for each other's shortcomings. They all offer something in a skill or a personality. They bounce off of each other and mesh really well. Some of these more recent entries, the Fantastic Fours, really miss that. These characters felt like caricatures. Not the case here. I really believed their entire dynamic, that these are best buds here to save the world. I loved the dynamic between Reed and Sue. I loved all of the chemistry between these four. They were just a group of characters I really want to spend more time with. Again, I don't say that a lot about MCU. It's usually like rock 'em, sock 'em, beat 'em up. Who's the villain? I didn't even need a villain in this movie. I thought just the concept of the movie, the whole quantum physics thing, engrossing. I was captivated from the start of this movie. And that is something I will say. I was just locked into this film from the opening scene. I don't know if it was a style choice to be more noir and go back in the day, old school, but I loved all of the stylistic choices of this film. It made this movie feel incredibly unique. It made this feel like a world that is vibrant and current. And it didn't feel like something that was hammed up just to make a superhero movie again. This feels like an existing world you plopped everyday superheroes into, more so than just a superhero movie that the world exists around them to give the superhero something to do. This feels like a fully functioning world. They are just crucial to the world moving forward because of the villainous threats they feature, which again is something that the MCU has really lost nowadays. This is the first time since Infinity War and Endgame I felt stakes to the world that maybe we might not overcome this because the threat they're facing in Galactus is so insurmountable. The solutions they have to go through, the problem solving, the trial and error. It feels like you are a fly in the wall watching these superheroes try to figure out a way to combat this threat because we don't know what to do, and it's going to be the end of all of us, enemies or friends. And it has not been since the end of Infinity War, if you know, that has been the case, where you walk out of a theater thinking, how are we going to win this? And this movie really establishes the stakes early, makes you feel for the universe, the heroes. Again, a lot of heart to the core of this movie, which makes you really dig your heels in, fall for these characters, and just buckle in and try to figure out, how are we going to beat this guy? I gotta give a shout out to Julia Garner as well as the Silver Surfer. She is fantastic in this film. I feel like it displaying emotion, even though she is clearly very heavily CGI'd. But I loved her character. I love the layers. That's the thing about this movie. I will also say all of these are very complex and layered and rich characters you want to spend more movies and time with. They all have things that you like about them on the surface, but there's so much more to them. Even going to Ben Grimm, who has been a really overlooked character in the recent years. He was another one of my favorite characters. I guess I kind of loved all the characters in this movie. There was a lot of this film. It didn't even feel like a superhero movie to me. It felt like a family drama with superhero elements, which I really enjoy. Instead of being bludgeoned over the head with superhero action, we need a story. We need something to focus on that throws the superheroes in. I feel like this movie really does that well. The movie's almost 2 hours long. I felt no pacing issues whatsoever. Again, I was completely engrossed, completely locked in from the opening scene, oozing with style, great acting, great charisma from the leads. Pacing is fantastic. You never go 10 to 15 minutes without a major scene, a major plot point these characters are trying to get over. And then you get to the third act of this film, and it is just fantastic. It is so cool. It is so visually captivating. It is so emotional. And that is not something I had on my 2025 card whatsoever. I did not expect to get emotional about a Marvel movie in 2025. I was getting kind of choked up towards the end of this film when you get to the giant climax and get the resolution and what transpires. I thought it was very profound and touching, and I thought it was just a perfect way to end this film. It is crazy to me I'm saying this. I did not expect to have any of these reactions. Overall, guys, I'm going to keep it simple. This is one of the rare movies I don't have anything I disliked about it. I walked into this movie, thought it was fantastic, no pun intended, from start to finish. I absolutely loved this movie, thought it was awesome. So when you guys get around to seeing Fantastic Four, please come back and comment down below. Do you think this movie is what the MCU needed, an adrenaline shot as bad as I think? As always, comment down below, like the video, subscribe, all of that. Join the channel. We love having you, and I love talking movies with you. I will see you in the next review. Peace.